Have you ever woken up with that unsettling feeling, that persistent whisper in the quiet hours, suggesting there's a hidden current beneath the surface of your life? Like certain struggles keep repeating, or you're drawn to the same kind of people, caught in a loop you can't quite escape? It's a profound sense of déjà vu, not just in moments, but across years, almost as if an invisible thread is pulling you through a pattern you don't understand. For too long, I wrestled with this unsettling paradox, seeking peace, yet feeling trapped by unexplainable cycles, craving clarity, but living with a nagging sense of why me. What if I told you the answer to these deepest questions, about your purpose, your recurring challenges, even your hidden strengths, has been with you all along, encoded in something so deceptively simple, you've probably overlooked it your entire life. Forget complex horoscopes or intricate charts for a moment. Imagine if a single, ordinary number held the key to unlocking your deepest self. A number so seemingly mundane, it appears on every document you own, yet its spiritual significance is so profound, it could redefine everything you thought you knew about your existence. This isn't about superstition, it's about ancient wisdom, a profound insight rooted in Buddhist philosophy that suggests the very last digit of your birth year isn't random. It's a spiritual marker, a karmic seal, revealing deep traits of your essence, the lessons you're here to master, and the mission your soul chose to fulfill in this lifetime. When I first stumbled upon this concept, a wave of recognition washed over me, a chilling, yet incredibly liberating aha moment that felt like finally naming feelings that were once just vague sensations. Are you ready to discover the invisible energy that has been guiding your path since birth? Are you prepared for the possibility that the stuckness you feel, the repeating patterns you observe, aren't random punishments, but profound invitations from your own soul? Because once you see this truth, once you understand this powerful connection, your perception of life, and your place within it, will shock you. And trust me, once the soul awakens, it doesn't go back to sleep. Let's unlock this ancient wisdom right now. Alright, let's dive into our very first soul's imprint, the powerful energy of number 1. If your birth year ends in a 1, you carry the essence of leadership, initiative, and pure creation. Think of the number 1 as that very first step, the one that breaks the inertia. It's the pioneer, the one who courageously steps forward even when the path ahead isn't clear, and honestly, sometimes even when there is no path at all. People marked by this energy often possess an inner strength that's truly hard to explain. From a young age, you might have felt this inherent need to make decisions on your own, a deep knowing that no one else would do it for you. And somehow, you always found a way, didn't you? Because that's your very essence, forging a trail where there was once nothing. Those of us who carry the 1 energy are often restless, visionary, always looking beyond the horizon. We see what others don't, and we feel this almost undeniable urgency in our chests, a drive we can't always articulate. It's that profound sense that you need to do something big, to leave a mark, to achieve something far beyond the ordinary. I remember feeling this way early in my career, constantly seeking new projects, new ways to innovate, even when others around me preferred the comfort of routine. It was exhilarating, but also lonely sometimes. But with this immense strength often comes a significant burden, because leading by its very nature often means walking without a map. It's that feeling of being alone, misunderstood, or even dismissed by those who just can't quite grasp your speed or your vision. Maybe you've heard labels like bossy, controlling, or too independent. But beneath all that is a soul that simply has to move forward, that cannot accept stagnation, a spirit that was quite literally born to break limits. Now here's a crucial point. This powerful energy, if not well balanced, can easily tip into self-demanding perfectionism, rigidity, or even isolation. Think of it like a beautifully constructed bridge that's too rigid. It might be strong, but it can't adapt to the natural shifts of the earth. People with the number 1 energy need to consciously learn to trust others, to delegate, and to share the load. Because true leadership isn't about doing everything by yourself. It's about inspiring others to do it with you. It's a lesson I'm still learning every single day. The good news, though, is that this incredible energy of initiative gives you a rare and powerful advantage. You don't wait for life to happen to you, you make it happen. While others are still dreaming, you're already acting. While others are meticulously planning, you're already trying, learning, adapting. And even when you stumble, when you face setbacks, and you get back up incredibly fast. You learn on the go, turning every failure into invaluable experience. That's pure gold, and it's exactly what makes you grow faster than most, even if it sometimes feels like you're constantly catching up. So if the number 1 is your mark, embrace your role. You came here to be a beacon, not a mirror. To guide, not to simply follow. Your courage to start, to go against the tide, is exactly what the world needs. But remember this small, yet profound lesson. Even the most powerful leader needs rest, needs care, needs a space where they can simply be themselves. And when you find that balance, that beautiful harmony between your drive and your need for connection, truly, nothing, absolutely nothing can stop you. And speaking of connection and harmony, that brings us beautifully to our next soul's imprint, the gentle yet incredibly powerful energy of number 2. Moving on from the bold path of the pioneer, let's gently step into the world of number 2. If the last digit of your birth year is a 2, then you came into this world with a quiet, yet incredibly profound mission to harmonize. The energy of number 2 acts like a bridge between extremes. It's the one who listens deeply before speaking, who feels more than others even notice. And because of this innate sensitivity, from a very young age, you might have felt different. Perhaps more attuned, more deeply affected by arguments, or just more bothered by heavy, unbalanced environments. The truth is, your soul arrived with the inherent gift of restoring peace wherever you go. But this beautiful gift also leaves you incredibly vulnerable, doesn't it? People with the number 2 energy are deeply empathetic. You sense what others are feeling without anyone needing to say a word. And while this is a beautiful superpower, it can also be utterly exhausting, because you tend to absorb emotions that aren't even yours. You might find yourself suffering for others, caring almost too much. In many moments of your life, this might have led you to dim your own light, to stay silent to avoid hurting others, to give in just to keep the peace, or to remain in situations you no longer wanted just to avoid conflict. Perhaps you've often felt like you carry the emotional weight of everyone around you, your family, your friends, your relationships. You try to be everyone's foundation, their steady ground. And even when no one explicitly thanks you, you remain there steady, holding it all up. But inside, sometimes, there's that quiet ache of feeling invisible, forgotten, like the world doesn't truly see your effort. And that hurts. That pain, my friend, carries a powerful calling, to learn to prioritize yourself, to respect your own needs, and to care for yourself with the very same tenderness you so freely offer to others. The energy of number 2 also carries a deep ancestral wisdom. You possess an uncanny ability to mediate, to understand both sides of an argument, to see the truth hidden behind conflict. That's why people so often gravitate towards you for advice. They trust you. They feel your calm, your welcoming presence. But you need to remember that your mission isn't to save everyone. It's to inspire by example, to show that it's possible to live with balance without erasing yourself in the process. This number also speaks deeply of partnerships. You truly thrive in deep bonds, in shared affection. But the big challenge here is finding relationships with true reciprocity, not dependence. Those with number 2 energy often attract people who are in need of healing, and if you're not whole yourself, you can easily end up losing yourself in the process of trying to heal others. So take care of yourself first, because only someone who is whole can offer love without breaking apart. It's a lesson that took me a long time to truly grasp, but once I did, my relationships blossomed in ways I couldn't have imagined. There's also a quiet strength within you, a resilience that many often underestimate. Some might think that because you are kind, you are weak. They are gravely mistaken. Your strength lies in your consistency, in the gentleness that sustains, in the profound peace you offer even amidst chaos. And the world desperately needs people like you. Those who know how to unite where there is division, who know how to listen when everyone else is shouting. Never, ever underestimate that. It is one of the most beautiful missions anyone can carry. So if you carry the number 2, your soul has a pact with peace. But remember, there is no true peace when you abandon yourself. Balance begins within. Look at yourself with the same kindness you give the world, and everything around you will align. Now let's explore the vibrant and expressive world of number 3. From the heart of the harmonizer, we now leap into the bright, boundless energy of number 3. If your birth year ends in a 3, then you carry a truly vibrant, creative, and expansive energy. The essence of number 3 is all about expression, communication, and connecting with pure, unadulterated joy. People with this unique mark are often seen as light-hearted, charismatic, and wonderfully spontaneous. From a young age, many of you might have naturally stood out for bringing joy to any space you entered, whether it was through your words, your art, your humor, or simply your magnetic presence. But here's a deeper layer to that brightness. Behind this radiant exterior, there's often a soul that uses joy as a kind of shield. Because the 3 energy feels deeply, lives intensely. Everything is amplified for you: pain, beauty, every single emotion. And to cope with this sheer intensity, your soul often creates escape valves: creativity, exaggeration, humor, or even distractions. You might be that person who effortlessly lifts everyone's spirits, but secretly hides your own wounds behind a brilliant smile. Or perhaps you're the one who cracks a witty joke when you're actually crying for help inside, or you're always surrounded by people, yet sometimes feel a profound loneliness you can't quite explain. I know I've certainly put on a brave face more times than I can count, all while battling my own inner turmoil. The energy of the 3 is like an endless fountain that never stops flowing. Ideas, projects, plans, dreams, they just keep coming. But often, and this is where the challenge lies, there's a lack of focus, a missing structure. You might start 1,000 things, get incredibly excited, dive headfirst into them, and then lose interest, leaving them half-finished. This can be frustrating, leading you to doubt yourself, feeling like you never complete anything, or that you're just not disciplined enough. But the truth is, you simply need to learn to channel that magnificent creative energy with more purpose, without losing your signature lightness, but being more intentional with its direction. You were born with an incredible gift, the gift of words, of art, of profound sensitivity. You can express yourself through music, writing, speaking, a gentle touch, or even a single look. When you speak, people genuinely listen. When you create something, it truly transforms because your energy touches others in a subtle, yet deeply profound way. And the world desperately needs that. It needs beauty, it needs truth, It needs people who know how to turn the ordinary into something truly magical. The challenge for the number 3 is not getting lost in distractions and, crucially, not living only on the surface. Because you do have depth, you have wisdom, you have stories that truly need to be told. But you often run from your own pain, ending up living only in the colorful, brighter side of things. That's not inherently bad, of course. But when you allow yourself the courage to dive into your authentic self, into your true emotions, everything changes. Your creations gain soul, your words gain healing power, and your very presence becomes a beacon for others. You are light, but you need to remember that even light has a shadow. And it's perfectly okay to feel that shadow. It's okay to slow down. It's okay not to be okay all the time. That doesn't take away your essence. It only brings you closer to your whole truth. And the truer you are to yourself, the more powerful the energy you give to the world becomes. So if you were born with the mark of number 3, embrace your mission to express, to move, to transform, but never at the cost of losing yourself. When you find that beautiful balance, your life truly becomes a masterpiece. Now, let's explore the grounding energy of number 4. From the vibrant expression of the 3, we now shift to the grounded, foundational energy of number 4. If the last digit of your birth year is a 4, you carry within you the powerful energy of structure, stability, and construction. Your soul, marked by the 4, comes into the world with a profound mission: to organize, to sustain, and to create incredibly solid foundations, not just for yourself, but often for those around you. You're likely the kind of person others instinctively turn to when everything feels like it's falling apart. Why? Because you possess this incredible gift of bringing order to chaos, of seeing logic where there's only a mess, and of building possibilities where others see only obstacles. I've known many 4s who were the backbone of their families or workplaces, always the one with the plan, the one who could fix things. It's a remarkable ability, but this deep-seated energy also comes with a significant weight. Those with the 4 energy often feel an immense pressure that they simply cannot fail, that they have to handle everything, that they must be strong all the time. From a young age, you might have felt a greater responsibility to be the example, the mature one, the one who endures, the one who fixes. And sometimes, this leads you to carry far more than you should, trying to hold the world on your shoulders while no one even notices that you get tired too. It's a silent burden, isn't it? The number 4 brings a practical, rational mind, deeply focused on tangible results. You thrive on stability, security, and knowing exactly where you stand. You're excellent at planning, organizing, calculating, and these traits help you achieve goals that many others lack the discipline to pursue. However, at the same time, this deep-seated need for control can sometimes stop you from opening up to the new. It can inadvertently trap you in routines or patterns that, while they protect you, also limit you. How many times have you held on to a job or a relationship that no longer made sense, simply because it felt like the right thing to do, or it was safe? People with the energy of the 4 need to learn that firmness doesn't mean rigidity. That being stable doesn't mean shutting out change. Sometimes, you have to be willing to dismantle old structures to build something even stronger, something that serves your true self better. And even with all this rationality you feel deeply. You just don't always show it. You tend to keep it to yourself, prioritizing appearing resolved, balanced, and reliable. And because of that, many people around you might not even imagine how much you truly struggle internally. But the truth is, even the strongest foundations need maintenance. And taking care of yourself is also a crucial part of your mission. The most beautiful side of the number 4 is your incredible perseverance. You can fall 10 times and get up 11. You can face crises, losses, ruptures, and still keep going, still keep building. That kind of consistency is rare. It's precious. But it needs to come with lightness, with a touch of faith, and with permission to improvise now and then. Because living isn't just about meticulous planning. It's also about truly feeling and adapting to life's flow. So if 4 is your mark, embrace your calling as a master builder. But remember, the strongest foundations are those that can adapt gracefully to the terrain. You didn't just come here to raise walls. You came to create structures where other souls, including your own, can truly grow and flourish. Now let's allow the winds of change to carry us to the restless, adventurous spirit of number 5. From the grounded strength of the 4, we now take flight with the exhilarating energy of number 5. If the last digit of your birth year is a 5, then let me tell you, you were absolutely not born to stay still. Your soul carries the vibrant vibration of freedom, change, and a relentless, constant search for new experiences. The number 5 is like the wind itself, invisible, unpredictable, but utterly impossible to contain. People with this energy often have an inner restlessness that's truly hard to explain. You're always in motion, physically, mentally, or spiritually. And because of this, you're often misunderstood. From a young age, you might have felt like you didn't quite fit in fixed places. School, jobs, relationships, anything that demands repetition and routine can feel incredibly suffocating to you. And it's not laziness. It's because your soul simply craves novelty, stimulation, variety, and the vast open space to create and evolve. When you feel trapped, you dim, you wilt, you fall into internal conflict, because to you living is synonymous with experiencing, learning, and transforming. But this insatiable thirst for change can also lead you down some challenging paths. You might find yourself giving up on good things too soon, or diving headfirst into new adventures without enough thought. Impulsivity is both a blessing and a challenge for the 5 energy, because it certainly pulls you out of your comfort zone, but it can also lead to exhaustion, scattered energy, and a sense of instability. I've personally seen 5s jump from one passion project to another, only to feel overwhelmed by the sheer number of unfinished ideas. People with the number 5 energy need to learn to balance that incredible freedom with a sense of grounded responsibility. To soar high, but with a clear direction. The truth is, you have the soul of an explorer. You came to the world to discover the new, and not just new places, but new ideas, new people, new philosophies, new lifestyles. Your mind is open, questioning, endlessly curious. You don't accept ready-made answers. You love to think for yourself. And that's why, often, you feel like you're always 2 steps ahead of others. While the world's still debating, you've already changed course. And yes, you might have been labeled fickle, unstable, or inconsistent. But what few understand is that your true consistency lies in movement. You transform to survive, you adapt to grow, and you live what most people only dare to imagine. And even when you stumble or make mistakes, you learn incredibly fast. You start again better, more aware, more whole. But here's an important point, a small but powerful lesson for the 5 energy. True freedom isn't the absence of commitment. It's having the courage to choose what genuinely resonates with your soul, and then sticking with it. Not everything that binds you is a prison. Some connections, some projects, even some routines, can actually be temples of expansion, as long as they align with your deepest self. And when you find that harmony, when your freedom is rooted in conscious choice, everything truly begins to flow with effortless ease. So if the number 5 is your mark, embrace that irresistible call of change, that spirit of adventure. But don't run from yourself, because the greatest journey of your life won't be geographic, it will be internal. It will be the moment you pause and say, "Now I know who I am, and I can go wherever my heart truly desires." And speaking of heart, let's move to the incredibly compassionate world of number 6. The journey through the numbers, through the very fabric of your birth year, isn't about rigid definitions or fated outcomes. It's an invitation, an ancient, whispered invitation from the wisdom of Buddhist philosophy to look closer at the map your soul chose for this lifetime. Think of it not as a sentence, but as a profound clue, a guiding light, a reflection of what your unique spirit came here to experience and ultimately to transcend. You see, a part of you deep down chose to be here, chose to be born in the year you were, with the energetic imprint you carry, because this specific vibration represents essential lessons, gifts, and pathways to awakening. To deny that would be like refusing a precious gift, turning away from a map designed to lead you to your truest self. When you begin to recognize this unique vibration within you, something profound shifts. You stop blaming yourself so much for past struggles. You stop the endless, often exhausting comparisons to others. Instead, you start accepting yourself with more lightness, more clarity, and infinitely more compassion. So many of us spend our lives asking, "Why me? Why does this always happen to me?" And sometimes, the most profound answer has been right there, subtly encoded in the last digit of our birth year. This number reveals the kind of energy that accompanies you, the beautiful gifts you carry, and the unique challenges you'll face. Understanding this doesn't make life instantly easy. Life will always be a path of choices, attempts, mistakes, and triumphs. But with this wisdom, you walk more consciously, more awake, more deeply connected to your essence. When you ignore this fundamental energy, things often feel stalled, disconnected, like you're constantly swimming against an unseen current. But when you truly embrace this vibration, everything begins to flow. Answers appear, doors open, and even the greatest challenges take on new meaning. They cease to be punishments and become powerful invitations to grow. So, now that this ancient wisdom has touched your mind and heart, what will you do with it? Will you let it drift away, continuing on autopilot? Or will you use this profound knowledge to transform your life, your relationships, your choices, and your path towards greater peace and understanding? The decision, as always, is deeply personal, and truly, it is yours alone. But know this, once the soul awakens, once it tastes this truth, it simply doesn't go back to sleep. Now that you've journeyed this far with us on Buddha's pathway, I'm genuinely curious. How many things truly clicked for you today? How many times did you find yourself remembering moments from your own life and thinking, "Ah, that's why. That's how it works"? We believe that when we connect with wisdom that goes beyond the logical, something inside us awakens, and that awakening is irreversible. So, share your thoughts in the comments below. Have you ever experienced a moment of profound insight, a deep aha, that shifted your perspective on life? How has this understanding of your birth year resonated with your personal journey? And what other aspects of Buddhist wisdom, perhaps another parable or teaching, would you love for us to explore in our next video? Your insights enrich this community, and we are here to walk this path of understanding together. Thank you for being here,